You're older than me, but I accept you. Age to me has never been a number to measure someone's worth. It is a testament of the journeys you've walked, the storms you've survived, and the wisdom you carry. When I look at you, I don't see time etched on your skin or years behind your eyes. I see stories, strength, and a heart that has learned how to love deeper than most. As a prince, I have been taught to look at lineage, status, and appearances, but my heart has taught me to look beyond. In you, I do not see someone older, I see someone extraordinary, someone whose soul has been tempered by life yet still beats with grace. That is what I accept, that is what I cherish. People may whisper about differences, in age, in life, in experience, but I have learned that true love does not grow inside the small boxes the world builds for it. Love grows where two souls recognize each other. Love grows where respect is mutual, where understanding is deep, and where hearts beat in the same rhythm despite the years between them. When I stand before you, I don't feel the distance of time. I feel the closeness of destiny. It is not a younger man looking at an older woman. It is a soul looking at another soul and saying, I see you, I honor you, and I choose you. If anything, your years only make me want to protect you more, not because you are fragile, but because you are rare. You have lived, you have learned, you have become someone who understands the weight of loyalty and the beauty of patience. That is what draws me to you, not the number of birthdays you've had, but the way your spirit still dares to shine despite all the darkness you've endured. You are my teacher, my equal, my peace. In you, I find not just love but guidance, not just passion but a home. I know the world may not always understand. They may call it unusual, they may question it, they may not see what I see. But I am not bound by their judgments, I am bound by my own heart. And my heart tells me that this, you and I, is not a mistake. It is a rare meeting of two paths that were never meant to cross, and yet somehow did. It is not a boy's infatuation with an older woman, but a man's devotion to a soul whose light calls him home. So let them speak, let them doubt, let them wonder. I will still hold your hand and walk beside you with my head held high. I will still speak your name with pride and look at you as though the years between us are nothing but stepping stones that led us to this moment. Because they are. Every year you've lived has shaped you into the woman I admire. Every moment I've lived has prepared me to love you the way you deserve. In this life, I don't want perfection. I don't want a love that fits into the shallow molds the world gives us. I want a love that is brave enough to be different, strong enough to endure, and deep enough to last. And that is what I see when I look at you. Not your age, not your past, but you, the soul that makes every number irrelevant, the heart that makes every doubt disappear. And if there is one thing I can promise you, it is this: I will never make you feel like you are too old, too much, or too far ahead of me. I will make you feel like you are exactly where you're meant to be. Here, with me, now. Because you are not a chapter I stumbled upon by chance, you are the story I was meant to read all along. And no matter how many years stand between us, my heart will always say the same words. I see you, I choose you, and I will never let go. I know there will be moments when doubt creeps in, when you wonder if I will still stand firm when the world turns its gaze upon us. In those moments, I want you to remember that my choice is not fleeting or fragile. It is deliberate, strong, and rooted in everything I have learned about love. I do not stand here as a boy fascinated by the new. I stand as a man who has seen enough of life to know when he has found what he was searching for. Age has nothing to do with the devotion I feel for you. It is simply a detail of the story that led us here. Sometimes I imagine the whispers, the stares, the judgments that may come. They do not frighten me. I have worn the weight of a crown. I have stood before crowds that expected me to be someone I am not. None of that compares to the quiet certainty of my heart when it speaks your name. I would rather be misunderstood by the world than live without the chance to love you openly. You are not a risk to me, you are my truth. And truth, no matter how heavy, is worth carrying. I am not blind to the life you have lived before me, the experiences that have shaped you, the joys and the pain that have carved wisdom into your soul. Those things do not scare me, they draw me closer. They make you the woman you are today, the woman I admire. I do not want to erase your past or pretend it does not exist. I want to walk into it with respect, to honor every chapter that brought you here, and to show you that love can still bloom in you, even after everything. What I crave most is not to rewrite your story but to add to it. To be the one who makes you feel safe enough to dream again, to hope again, to open your heart without fear of being judged or left behind. I want to be the man who proves that love can be soft without being weak, strong without being controlling, and free without being careless. Together, we can create a bond that is not defined by age, but by how deeply two souls can intertwine. I also know that there may be moments when you hesitate, when you look at me and see the years I still have to live and wonder if I am ready to stand with you through everything. In those moments, I will show you through my actions, not just words, that my devotion is not a passing phase. I will stand beside you when it's hard, speak for you when you're tired, and protect you not as someone who thinks you are fragile, but as someone who knows you are precious. The life I dream of with you is not one built on appearances or perceptions. It is built on quiet mornings and long talks, on laughter that fills the spaces between us, on the unspoken understanding that we are partners, not performers. I want you to feel, in every gesture, that you are not too much, or too old, or too different. You are exactly what my heart was searching for, exactly when it needed to find you. And when the years pass, when the world changes and we change with it, I want us to still be able to look at each other and smile at the journey we dared to take. Because love like this is rare. It takes courage. It takes faith. But it is also the kind of love that lasts, not because it is perfect, but because it is real. And real love, no matter what anyone says, does not bow to time. It transcends it. When I think about us now, I no longer picture the world's judgments or the weight of their opinions. I see only the life we are building, quietly, deliberately, like two souls weaving a tapestry from the threads of our differences. In my heart there is no sense of older or younger, only a feeling of home. You are my calm after long battles, the proof that all my waiting had a purpose. Every time I imagine your hand in mine, I feel a kind of peace that no crown, no throne, no power has ever given me. That is how I know this is not a passing chapter. This is the story I was meant to live. I want to give you not just promises, but presence. I want to be the one who stands by you when the days are quiet and when the storms are loud. To listen to the things you cannot tell anyone else. To be the place where you can rest your soul without pretending. I want to learn from your wisdom, to grow under your patience, and to give back to you the same devotion that you give so naturally. With every day that passes, my choice becomes clearer. I do not want a life that fits other people's expectations. I want a life that fits our hearts. And one day, when the noise has faded and our hair has turned to silver, I hope we will sit together and look back on the courage it took to love like this. We will smile, knowing that we defied time, we defied judgment, and we chose each other anyway. That our love became a shelter, a lesson, and a legacy. Because in the end, age will fade, titles will fade, but the truth we built between us will remain. A quiet, enduring light that nothing could dim. Sometimes I wonder if you truly understand how deeply I see you. Not as the world sees you, not as the mirror does, but as I do. Through the quiet spaces of your soul, I see the strength that hides behind your gentleness, the courage that lives beneath your calm. I see the years that have shaped you, not as lines of age, but as marks of grace, reminders of the roads you've walked and the wisdom you've earned. When I look at you, I don't see time passing. I see time honored. You are the kind of beauty that doesn't fade. It deepens, it strengthens, it teaches. There is something sacred about the way you exist. The way your presence can still the noise in my heart. The way your silence speaks louder than words. You've taught me that love doesn't need to rush, it only needs to be real. You've shown me that affection isn't proven through grand gestures, but through small consistencies. A look, a word, a touch that says, I'm here. You have turned patience into art, and devotion into truth. In you, I have found not only love, but peace. The kind of peace that feels like home after years of wandering. When I stand beside you, I don't feel younger or older. I feel balanced. You steady me in ways I didn't know I needed. You remind me that love isn't about leading or following, but walking together at the same pace. And though our years may differ, our hearts beat in perfect rhythm. I don't want to outgrow you, nor do I wish to catch up. I simply want to walk beside you, matching steps with the woman who taught me what timeless love truly means. I know there will be moments when your heart questions whether I will tire, whether time will change the way I see you. But believe me, when I chose you, I chose every season of you. The laughter and the stillness, the youth and the years, the light and the shadow. Love like mine doesn't count time, it cherishes it. Every day we share becomes another reason I'm thankful, not for how long we have, but for how deeply we live within the moments we're given. The world may speak of love as a fleeting thing, but I've learned that real love is quiet and steady. It grows slowly, roots deeply, and lasts endlessly. What I feel for you is not a flame that burns out, it is an ember that glows through every storm. I want to spend my life tending to it, keeping it alive with care, respect, and honesty. You are not a chapter I will move on from. You are the whole story, written across every page my heart will ever hold. I sometimes think of us years from now, walking through a garden in the evening light. The air still, our hands entwined, the world quiet around us. You'll tell me stories I've heard 100 times, and I'll listen as if it's the first. Because in your voice, I'll still hear the same comfort, the same magic that first captured me. That, to me, is love. Finding new beauty in the same soul every single day. And when the time comes that we've grown older together, when life has softened our edges and slowed our steps, I will still turn to you with the same devotion. My hands may tremble, my hair may fade, but my heart will remain the same, steadfast, loyal, endlessly yours. You are not my fleeting desire, you are my eternal choice. And no matter what time takes from me, it will never take my promise to love you as fiercely in my last breath as I did in my first. There are nights when I sit alone in the quiet and think of all the ways you've changed me. Before you, I wore my crown like a shield, building walls of duty and expectation around myself. But your presence tore them down without force, only with patience. You showed me that strength doesn't always roar, sometimes it whispers. You showed me that love isn't found in claiming someone, but in standing beside them. You made me softer, but not weaker. You made me braver not through battle, but through tenderness. And now, even when I'm surrounded by gold, I find my true treasure in the thought of you. I used to believe that time was my enemy, that it would erode beauty, change feelings, and take away what I loved. But you've taught me that time, when spent with the right soul, becomes an ally. Each year adds depth instead of distance. Each moment becomes a stone in a path we're building together. You've taught me to see your years not as a gap but as a garden, a place full of lessons, laughter, and wisdom where I can learn and grow. With you, I don't feel young or old, I feel timeless. You are proof that love doesn't bow to age, it rises above it. And as I look forward, I see a life where our differences are no longer talked about but celebrated. A life where we turn judgment into strength, where we teach others that love's truest form is acceptance. We will be a living story, not a perfect one, but a real one. And one day, when the world is quiet, and we are simply two souls sharing the same sky, I will take your hand and know I made the right choice. because no matter what the years have said, my heart will still whisper the same truth it whispers now, that I was born to find you, and I will keep choosing you for as long as I live.